You know what? I might do sealed. So sealed is different. Sealed, basically, so the last one, we go through 3 packs and we're trying to like decide, all right, I want this card and then give the rest of them. I want this card, give the rest of them. This one is just, I get 6 booster packs, a ton of packs, but I'm only limited to what's in them. So like I'm going to get a lot of every single color, but not what I want from my colors. The reason this will get you more cards, but the reason generally you don't see this played too often is because it costs 2,000 to get in, because you get a lot more cards, but then it's like, to break even, you need to go all the way to 6 wins. You need to almost get a perfect run to break even in sealed. But at the same time, sealed requires a little less brain power because you don't have to do the whole draft. You immediately go into deck building. So that is the advantage. Yeah, let's go for it. So yeah, let's just open our packs so we don't have to do the draft section. And first we'll show you all your rares and mythics. Ancient Cornucopia, this might allow us to go. So this, okay, Free Strider, Ancient, and a Blooming March. I think it's allowing us to go into multicolor. Otherwise, green-black seems kind of obvious. Honestly, it might just be blue-white because Duelists of the Mind and Detention Sphere are actually good. This card is not. You reanimate. Okay, reanimate. So reanimate, if you get the card in your graveyard, 1 mana, bring back a 6-drop or a 5-drop or whatever. Very much like Yu-Gi-Oh! Health is a resource. As long as it's not 0, you keep ticking it down. The reason why it's scary to be at 1 or 2 is because there are cards in this format that just straight up deal damage to your face. All right. So basically, the way you do this is we go on 1 color and we just start clicking everything that I put in a deck very happily. And from that, we can decide, like, hey, do I have enough cards of a specific color to justify a specific deck? That's basically what we're doing right now. Chris Robber, Ambush Geekbeat, Hollow Marauder, Duelist, 3, Thunder Salvo. Oh, I have 2 Thunder Salvos. Cool. All right. Play that, play that. All right. Then let's look at any... So yeah, so what we're doing is we're just throwing in everything that's good, basically. No matter what it is, if it's good, it's going in the deck. So now we have this massive deck, and so now we start splitting it off. So is there a color you don't see much of? So one way you could do that is you can just kind of, here's all of our black cards. And like we put all the black in one pile, all the blue in one, all the red, all the green, all the white. So then we just kind of look at how many cards are in each pile. And we kind of get a sense of, okay, what colors are deep, what colors are shallow. And we'll leave multicolor over here for now. So white's pretty deep. Black, though. I think we're definitely going to be black because there's just a... I think we're definitely being black-green, and then we're probably splashing some stuff. That is my guess. We might be splashing white. There's a bunch of... This is cool. It's cool, but like we have Thunder Salvo, and really, like not much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's double red. Yeah, okay, I don't think that's happening. Ooh, Spinewood Paladin, Badlands Revival. Okay. And you look at this, and green-black, like you could just see visibly, like the lift of cards. And then you just see like 2x and say, okay, that's a little bigger. 2x, that's a little bigger. 2x, double 2x, that's a little bigger. 3x, 2x, 2x. There's a bunch of green, there's a bunch of black. I think we can just safely say there's not enough red. And so we're just going to cut out every card that's red. So then we look at this and we go, okay, what's next? 1, 2. So immediately what I'm seeing is I think this is black, green is deep. And then we're just saying, is there anything that would be worth splashing for? So now that we chose one color out, the next way we could choose colors out is there anything worth that can win the game? Lazoff could win the game. That's black, blue. Detention Sphere, I think we're at least going black or green. I don't think it's worth double splashing. Buried in the Garden, that could be a good powerhouse, but we only have one. So then let's look at single color. We don't really have, like, Duelist of the Mind is pretty good. Nothing in white. Mystical Tether. So Mystical Tether, Buried in the Garden will give us more removal. And then just early game. Yeah, I definitely think just like the moment I took out red, all of my multicolor basically fell off except for green, black. So I think we're definitely green, black focused. And then we just decide what color are we splashing? Are we splashing colors? So this format is generally slow, and sealed is extra slow on top of that. So who's that? Duelist of the Mind is pretty nice. Lazoff, Familiar Stranger is pretty nice. But I think, okay, here's, I guess, what I'm going to do. I'm going to take out anything that's not green or black. We're going to see what the solo green-black deck is, and then decide, hey, do we want to splash Buried in the Garden? Do we want to splash the other Duelist of the Mind? Basically, now, unfortunately, we have to reposition everything back to its mana cost. So luckily, once you get into sealed, so if you go in a personal format, if you're like an in-person, you do have to so this I'm going to put at 4 because it's a spree card. You're really playing this as a 4-mana destroy target creature. In a tournament setting, you would only have enough time for you'd have 50 minutes to build your deck, but this is generally the kind of strategy of how you're building it. You kind of look at these cards, putting in it, and like, look, that's a pretty good curve. And like really quick, there are 17 creatures, 9 non-creatures. We can also do T:CRE, and it will separate it for us. I think this Lively Dirge isn't very useful because it's getting an Ankle Biter and a 3-drop maybe. So, like, there's nothing really powerhouse, and we need to cut cards, not add cards. We have a bunch of late game. Because this is a more controlling format, I definitely like the Throw from the Saddles, such. Ooh, Rambling Possum, returning a Vault Plunder. Seems like a great way to get some stuff. Unscrupulous Contractor, we have plenty of card draw here. Rictus Robber gaining us more zombies. Spinewoods Paladin gaining us more life. Yeah, we definitely are the late game deck. We have plenty of late game for that. Alright. Let's go with lands real fast. I have the Blooming March, and so if we splash white, if we splash blue, we have a Lush Oasis. If we splash white, we have double Forlorn Flex. So that is good if we want to splash. But again, what are we splashing for? We'd get 1, 2 kill spells. If we splash white, yeah, we'd get 2 kill spells. More early game, but I think this format I can go slow and be rewarded for it. So, oh my god, I didn't put the Reanimate in the deck. That's the whole reason to be playing black. The Reanimate allows us to pull out an Ambush Gigapede for 1 mana effectively. Yeah. It's shocking that I forgot to do that. And yeah. Forgot to do that real fast. But yeah. Reanimate's an insane card. That's the whole reason we're playing black. Can't believe I forgot to add that. Ancient Cornucopia. If we're going very slow, that is worth putting in. And yeah, so if we went white, we'd grab 3 removal spells. But I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 effectively, 7 removal spells already. I'm going to remove this Betrayal of the Vault because here's the thing. This is a lot of mana expenditure, and while it does 2 for 1, it does choose 1 creature to kill 2. This also gives me the opportunity, if I play this and then they kill my creature, 6 mana. That's basically the problem. If I play this and they kill my creature, I paid 6 mana and lost the card. While this is very good if you win with it, it's win more. I'm taking that out. Too expensive. Kind of sad I don't have deserts for Cactarantula, but I think that's fine. The ability for both Reanimate and Badlands Revival to bring these both back, I think is good enough. I'm gonna... I gotta figure out what I want to knock out. Spinewoods Paladin might be worth knocking out. Throw from the Saddles, perhaps, just because I have so much late game. But then because I have so much late game, I'll take out the Skullduggery. It's a good card, but like, we're not playing very tempo-oriented right now. Okay, here's a question. How many crimes do I have? Because I don't have any crime lands. So crimes are any... So actually, I'll hover over it. Crime. Targeting opponents, anything they control, and our cards in their graveyards is a crime. So this is a crime. So one, because this guy's going to make this card. So 1, Ambush Giga Creeds are crimes. 2, 3. Unfortunately, accident. 4. We're not counting these because while they can target our opponents, they draw them cards. So we're not counting those. Throw them out. 5, 6, 7. Might count Rage as our farm for 8. We have 8 ways to trigger crimes. That's not bad. That is not bad. All right, we're looking for 2 cuts. I think 1 is going to be a land because we have this Ancient Cornucopia. Or we can just keep the lands. But yeah, if we go blue, we grab a card draw spell, a Lock Picker, which could reanimate the bring back the Reanimates or the Abrupt Decay or the Badlands Revival. But I think if we're doing that, we're doing other things. If we had more crimes, I would go with the Lizov. But I'm honestly considering playing the Lush Oasis and Forlorn Flats, not for white cards, but literally for crime lands. Literally to trigger my Freestrider Lookouts and stuff. I'm considering it. So if I splash... So let me rethink this. So if I splash blue, I get Lizov, which the problem is you want to play Lizov on turn 3. You want to play Mystical Tether, you could play on a later turn. Basically, one of the things you think about when splashing, what happens when this card is stuck in my hand? Like, Duels of the Mind. Let's say on turn 2, it's stuck in my hand. I can't play it. I play it on turn 5. Is it still good? Probably not. Mystical Tether. Let's say I don't have the land on turn 3, but I get it on turn 5. Hey, it's probably good. That's still a kill spell. Maybe saved up for a late kill spell. Prairie Dog, no. Mystical Tether? Yeah. Buried in the Garden? Yeah, even does mana fixing. Yeah, so I could see me Buried in the Garden here. Any black-white? Nope. Just the land there. Mystical Tether? I could see that being a possible splash. So I'm not sure I want to damage my consistency. With Ancient Cornucopia, that is definitely less... Oh, Ravenfell Omens. If my whole issue is I'm not committing enough crimes, then that Ravenfell Omens can go. That I think I just get rid of 1 Ambush Gigapede or 1 Cactarantula. So the question is 6-2 Flash, that kills a card, or 6-5 Reach. To which I'm going to ask the question, how much reach do I have? 1? Alright. So I think I am... Oh, but I have Hollow Marauder. So I think I'm going to get rid of a Cactarantula. So I think this is my deck idea. So 2 Ambush Gigapedes. Actually... So let's see. If I do that... So 59 and 50. Okay. So yeah, if I did the Cactarantula, it would justify going for the Forlorn Flats, because Cactarantula likes me having deserts, which means I would want to play deserts. Yeah, so let's talk about what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses of this deck. So one thing is, if we switch to creatures, you notice not many creatures in the early game. So basically, I'm going to lose the early game. Then I play a 3-drop that helps me out. And then just from that 3-drop, I start building up. I ramp here, I ramp here. Yeah, hold up. 1, 2. I have multiple ramp cards. Because I have multiple ramp cards, so Ancient Cornucopia, I'm going to keep the Cornucopia because it's ramp, because it turns 3 mana into 4, or so I could get ramp to 5 easily. It mana fixes, it gains me life. Gaining life is huge, especially with my playing Reanimate. I'm wondering if I should go down to... No, I'm playing 17 lands because I have to ramp up. All right, so I am playing a ramp deck that's ramping into a 6/5 reach, a 4/2 flyer that makes them discard cards, a 6/2 that's going to kill off their creatures. Yeah, I think I like this. If they have a kill spell, this draws me a card. This still takes 2/1s. Like, and yeah, so just to get this into perspective, Lambo Droid, as I said, card advantage is still something that exists in Magic, not as severe as Yu-Gi-Oh, but still a big theme. Comes into play, opponent discards a card. If it's not a big card, if it has less than 4 greater mana, you draw a card. Other than that, it's a 4/2 flyer. So if you play this, they discard a card, you draw a card, they kill it. That's 3 cards for 1 card. Hollow Marauder is fantastic if you can get enough creatures in the graveyard to make it work. I kind of think, yeah, if I get rid of something here, it would be the Ancient Cornucopia. It would be one of these non-creatures. 1, 2, but I don't see myself getting rid of any of my removal spells or reanimation spells. So it'd have to be a Throw from the Saddle or an Ancient Cornucopia. And my mind's going to the Throw from the Saddle. And if I get rid of the Throw from the Saddle, then I would want a Cactarantula, probably. So that is very ambitious. This is very much, hey, I have 17 lands, 2 ramp spells, but I think I'm going to need 17 lands and 2 ramp spells. I'm going to try it. Sorry. I need that Throw from the Saddle. I think the Contractor, I think we're going to toss out because I have enough late game. I don't have enough cards to... Because you have to sacrifice a creature to draw 2 cards. I'm not going to have those creatures to sacrifice. We're going to try it. Let's get a better picture than Flame. I was going to use Cactarantula's picture. Let's use Badlands Revival, I think. Cactarantula. See how this fares? If we get mowed down by an opponent, we can mix around our deck. Because here's the big theme. We have our entire deck in our hands. We can go back and rebuild this deck. We can go back and build this deck blue and white. Nothing's going to stop us. Because we are doing sealed instead of draft, we can actually go through the process of rebuilding at will, because we have twice as many cards to play around with. All right. Gracious Varmint, Throw from the Saddle, I'm keeping. Yeah. Unfortunately, I cannot mulligan too often. If I have lands, I'm keeping, basically. Because we are playing a 17 land deck with ramp cards, because yes, we need that many. Alright, Voracious Varmint. If they play a threat, I am killing it without hesitation. That is not a threat, but that will make a threat. We will kill the threat it makes. So this is a ramp card. I did not get offered a Hard Bristlebrand, I don't think. That pause. I think they have a steer clear. That pause tells me there's a steer clear in my future. All right. Well, if I keep making land drops. So you saw in my last draft how this card wins games single-handedly. So we're going to kill this ASAP. All right. Well, they could have a way to protect their Ornery Tumblewhack. We have to risk it and go for the kill. I think I go for it with Throw from the Saddle. So it's a +1/+1, and it deals damage equal to his power to target creature I don't control. Awesome. Instant speed. Cool. So I look like I'm holding up threats. All right. From here on, I kind of want to draw just lands. And that's why I went with 17 lands in this deck, plus the ramp spells. All right. But that's also a reason for Throw from the Saddle being good, because it's a removal. It gets rid of big, scary threats like Tumblewhack. But yeah, I think literally just killing that Tumblewhack has put myself in such a high... Because I could see them taking their hand literally just because it had Tumblewhack. Alright, Oasis Gardener. I'm not going to sacrifice my varmints to kill the Gardener just yet. But the fact that I can now is pretty nice. I'm going to save my Unfortunate Accident for a while. I'm going to let them actually play a threat worth killing before I play the Unfortunate Accident. So, here's a funny thing. If they happen to have a kill spell, alright? They did that wrong. They were supposed to. Yeah. Cool. I might have trained with the Oasis Gardener anyways in the future, so worth doing that now. We have an Unfortunate Accident prepared. I want lands. Please give me lands. I put 17 in my deck for a reason. Land percent chance is 45%. We're going to hold on to this Unfortunate Accident for as long as we can, because my opponent's deck can very much have threats that need to be dealt with. And this is one of our hard removals. So this is one of said threats that we need to deal with, but also it's going to draw them the card when I deal with it. We're going to see if they... I think they're going to throw them out with Cactarantula, which will justify my action. Can't attack with that? Are you going to tackle your Oasis Gardener? Okay. These two can't attack because they just came in this turn. I think I'm going to kill this. I think I just have to play this to destroy the Cactarantula. Unfortunately, the Cactarantula is going to draw a card. But that just needs to be gone. I just realized I now draw land into land, or else I'm in trouble. Alright, 5/4. Cool. Oh my gosh, I think that is every single... So I have one more card that costs 6 mana in my entire deck. How funny is that? Well, my opponent has decided to go 6 color, it seems. Kind of funny. Oh my gosh, land. Can I get another one? Alright. Well, this forces them to only attack with the Bounding Felidar, but that Bounding Felidar is going to be dealing damage until I can respond to it. I think if I draw a land, I'm going to not attack. And if they try to attack with Bounding Felidar again, I ambush Gigapede, turn it into 2/5, and block with Spinewind's Paladin to kill it, while keeping my ambush Gigapede. Alternatively, I can use the ambush Gigapede if they kill my Spinewind's Paladin. Then they're just like, oh my gosh, he left 5 mana open. What kind of combat trick could I have? Like, this is the problem with playing a ramp deck. 44% to draw land, and there's only one card in my entire deck I cannot play if I draw it. Only one. And if they kill my Spinewoods Paladin, I actually get a Hollow Marauder. All right. So this is going to be a lot of damage on me, as they're going to kill that. But now, worst case, I could still play Hollow Marauder. Not the best thing, but hey, it mills them. It takes out a card. It's a 3-for-1. The problem is we're starting to have the tempo issue. They are dealing 7 damage a turn if they want. They messed up. They were supposed to crew with the Bounding Feldar. I got lucky. So now they're doing 7, possibly 8 damage this turn. I'm going to be very low on health. They have some sort of combat trick. Or they're just holding up Bucolic Ranch. Bristleback Sentry, okay. They now have lethal on board, I think. Alright. Spinewoods Paladin or Hollow Marauder. They have no cards in hand. I'm going to save the Hollow Marauder till it gets cheaper. Alright, and this is the problem with the ramp deck. Sometimes you don't draw your ramp, and you draw all the big creatures without being able to play them. Alright, well, the Spinewoods Paladin is going to be blocking, chump blocking for survival, and I think I die next turn. If they attack with just the Bounding Feldar, I'll get lucky, but chances are they're attacking with those 4, and I have to block the Bristleback Sentry. The Ambush Gigapede no longer does enough because the +1/+1 counters are going to blow them through. If they just attack with the Bounding Feldar, I might be able to combat trick later, but with 5 mana, I'm not going to rely on that. I'm going to block the Allo Animist because the Allo Animist has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm wondering if I just block the back Card Bristle Bandit to kill it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because yeah, I'm already in such a bad spot. This gives me 1 less threat to deal with, and it gives me a blocker for next turn. I think this is my best chance at survival, even though it puts me much lower on health. Oh, never mind. They have lethal. I'm trying to think if there's a way I survive this turn. If they just attack with all, I think they win. But there wasn't much other paths I can take anyways. Just not drawing my lands, the Bounding Feldars put me in a very bad spot. Throw from the saddle. 5. So I think I just have to ambush Gigapede now, turning it into 3 power, so it doesn't kill my Spinewoods Paladin, so I could still block. But yeah, no, my opponent had an amazing deck, and I'm going to keep trying to wriggle my way out of this, but chances are I'm not going to make it. I would need Abrupt Decay plus the Hollow Marauder to get me some Hollow Marauder into Abrupt Decay, perhaps. Might give me some means. Oh wait, no, they have lethal on board if they don't saddle. If they didn't saddle, they had lethal on board. Actually, I think they still have lethal on board. Because, yeah. This team blocks here, this team blocks here, and I'm dead. If I block here, this has trample. So, yeah, good game. There's nothing I could do. That was everything I could do. And I drew all my top end. I drew every last piece of my top end. Definitely problem of too much top end. Definitely a problem of not getting my lands in time. I mean, these are problems we knew the deck would have. If we get more early game, what would we grab? Raymond Fellow Omens, Black Snack Buzzard, neutralize the guards to surveil a bit. Inscriptus Contractor as just a 3/2. Any green cards. Tumbleweed Rising doesn't. I'm not counting that. Yeah. Oh, I have both Row from the Saddle still in my deck, so yeah, I think I played it correctly. I just didn't draw my lands. Maybe I go down 1 Cactarantula, because the Ambush Gigapede did its work. Cactarantula did not. Do I go to 18 lands? I'm genuinely considering it. Otherwise, it's like, what would Raven of Fell Omens do? It would gain me a little life. It's too small to really block. Black Snag Buzzard, perhaps? Just so I could plot for 2. I might do that. Otherwise, Lively Dirge, reanimate a card. Just another 4-drop. For 5 mana, I could get an Ankle Biter and a Black Snag Buzzard, but it's like, yeah, I don't have enough 1-drops or enough 2-drops to make a consistent Lively Dirge that gets 2 cards. So, no point in that. But yeah, I just needed to... I have enough late game. Let's actually get on board. So the Black Snag Buzzard will hopefully take care of that. Just a little more. Just a little more board presence. All right. If I fail again, and it seems like my opponent just has really powerful stuff, I'm going to rebuild this deck to be black-white, flashing green, or something like that. Just basically get all the kill spells. Because we have Ariad's Lullaby to take down their tap down. We have Buried in the Garden to ramp us and kill something. Yeah, we will rebuild this ground up as a black-white, as an Abzan deck, black-white-green, if they give us the opportunity. And I am happy with them playing their Ankle Biter. I will not offer the trade. I will not offer the trade. I want this game to go long. So, please. Ankle Biter v Ankle Biter. Restart Commando. Yeah, let's just tempo. Let's tempo a little bit. I'm going to offer the trade with the Ankle Biter specifically so that I get a little damage in and it's, you know. Giant Beaver. Card. Right. I think I throw from this out, killing the Giant Beaver, and then I get a crew up the Rambling Possum and replay the Ankle Biter. Creature you control. Kill the Giant Beaver. Basically say that Ankle Biter has to trade with my Rambling Possum. And then I get to replay the Ankle Biter. Yep. Force the trade. It has Death Touch, so it will kill that. But then I have an Ankle Biter, I have a Badlands Revival, bringing back the Rambling Possum, and any other creature that dies before next. I have a Spinewoods Paladin coming up, so it's not like I'm in a bad spot. My mana's good. My opponent seems to be a base green deck, a blue-green deck splashing red, and just got all of their red, and just got all of their blue lands. And so they're dealing with that. We're going to see if they run out of cards. Card advantage-wise, we are kind of even. They have 4 cards in hand. I have 4 cards in hand. That is unfortunate. You do not want to... You generally want to be trading advantageously, but I've just been even. Needs to die ASAP. So, Planeswalkers are powerhouses in any format. They're 5-color? Okay, so my opponents are beating me, and they are beating me with these piles of just multicolor nonsense. So I think we are more than happily going to switch to adding white, because it just seems the powerhouse of adding that color is significant enough. All right. I can't think of a single... I can't think of a single removal spell they could possibly have for this. They had an exile, 1-mana... So this is a mythic, isn't it? Oh, it's just a rare? Yeah. So they had an amazing kill spell for that. Oh my gosh. And then Oko's going to keep looting them through their deck. Or they can make Elks to stop my Ankle Biter. Turn into an Elk, attack for 3. Oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. I only have Possum as my permanent. I think I attack Oko. If they block, I bring back the Rambling Possum and the Ankle Biter. Yeah, I think that's my best play, because I need to get this Oko off right now. Alright. Hopefully they don't have Counterspell. Alright. Return to the battlefield. And then... hopefully that works properly. I want the Possum in play. There is a Counterspell that will give them a 2/2 creature. And I'm not going to play into it. You want your 2/2, you're not stopping my Ankle Biter as well. Alright. One, two, three, four, five. Alright. As long as they don't have crimes, Oko doesn't give them card advantage. But it seems like they have kill spells. Endless Detour. Top or bottom of my library. If I put it on the top, I just play it plus Ankle Biter next turn. Oh my god. I have to put it on the bottom. So they had 2, 3 effective kill spells, all at the perfect times. And now they're drawing a bunch of cards. Yeah. Oko is blowing me out of the water, unfortunately. Fortunately, this last one was I drew all my top end. This one is my opponent has Oko. Only so much you can do. This is why I like draft over sealed, because sometimes a single sealed bomb changes the game entirely. Why are you tapping like that? Okay. Play my Ankle Biter first, I guess. There we are. So they drew... every time they get a kill spell, they draw a card because of Oko. They don't get a kill spell. Pactorantula... okay, so like right there. So now they plus, and they get a draw card. And Oko's gonna... like, at this point, I'm wondering if my win condition is mill my opponent. Because of how much value Oko's giving them. But yeah. That's kind of... These are mythic rares for a reason. So they had plenty of exile cards. So yes, I do think that I need to splash white for all the kill spells to stop situations like this. This is getting out of hand. And if I splash white, I have access to 3 kill spells. Plus... yeah. If I splash blue, I have access to a crime. I also have more ways of commit crime. So I can lower my curve. And they had a primal command. Oh my god, Seraphic Steed. Luckily, they cannot crew the Seraphic Steed. So, because it's sorcery speed and the way Oko works, they cannot crew their Seraphic Steed. Thank goodness. Alright, they can't attack with that. You want to attack with a 2/2 First Striker? I will happily kill it. Alright. Let's see. I want to pay 5 mana, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I pay 5, I can't play Vault Plunderer as well. Does that matter? Alright, we're destroying the Seraphic Steed. I don't think it matters because Oko needs to go. Actually, I'm going to leave the Ankle Biter back. If they sacrifice their Holy Cow, I'm fine with that. Like, the Ankle Biter hitting does not make a significant dean. And, okay, I see. -5. Okay, so now they just made a 7/7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they made a 7/7, but this is where the Mercenary giving +1 attack is very important because I can still kill that 7/7. All right. They are continuing to loot through their deck. I need to keep paying Oko because yeah. So in case you're wondering, Oko, if it gets to -5, it can make a copy of the 7/7, and yeah, that's too much. They can make it to a 7/7, but they can't attack because I have an ankle biter. Yep. Let's see if I draw a kill spell before I go any further. All right. Both at Oko. All right. So at least I traded with that. And now I have more creatures. I can keep applying pressure. I can keep up. And it turns out making that mercenary instead of playing the Vault Plunder was very important in allowing me to get through that 7/7. So now the thing is, they've been holding. Well, they've been Okoing all their cards away. So. Huh. And here's their own Cactarantula. All right. I think I'm just going to keep... I'm going to start pumping up my Ankle Biter and attacking an Oko alone. Because if I do that, they have to trade with an Ankle Biter, which will open me up. And if they don't, I will slowly whittle down Oko. While I'm whittling it down, I genuinely think I might be winning through mill. They're already at 16 cards. If they plus, then they're going down to 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Like, we might be winning through mill if they don't create an elk. All right, so they're at 3, though. So I can attack with both of these. I'm sacrificing one to the Cactarantula, but the other one's allowing my Ankle Biter to get through.
Just try to stop me.
They did not attack with the Cactarantula. That makes sense. If I attack, they're going to trade with 3/3, and then I don't have a way in on Oko. If I just play Spinewoods Paladin... Sorry, I have to map this out. So they have 15 cards left in their deck. They can't ult yet. If I let them plus and then I attack with Spinewoods Paladin, they have to trade with a Cactarantula. And once they trade with a Cactarantula, they can't well, the Ankle Biter is already going to be trading with a 3/3. Do I want to make that trade now? I think the answer is no. So we're going to just play Spinewoods Paladin, and we're going to just pass the turn. Because these guys cannot attack into the Cactarantula without just being sacrificed. If they keep making 3/3s, I can just pump my Spinewoods Paladin, try to swing in, and they can chunk 2 3/3s at it. Or they block Cactarantula, and I still drop them a little. Alright, Giant Beaver makes my life more difficult. Luckily, when Oko becomes, a creature, it doesn't change much. Okay, the Giant Beaver actually makes it very difficult because now they can block the Giant Beaver and an Elk. And that will stop what I'm doing. Alright. Reanimate. I can reanimate the Cactarantula. Alright, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start by just buffing the Spinewoods Paladin and attacking in with it to try to kill Oko. I will take the damage in order to... Alright. Double Elk. That's actually fantastic for me. They should have blocked the Giant Beaver, but that makes it easier for me. From a graveyard. I could take their Seraphic Steed and start making flyers, but then their Cactarantula blocks those. Alright. Cactarantula, if they kill it, I get a buff. Yeah, I think it's Cactarantula of my own. Does lose me a lot of health, but it is worth it. And now they have to keep making 3/3s with Oko. And if they keep making 3/3s, then they're not applying pressure. I hope, I sure darn hope that all of these insane cards I've been seeing is all the cards they have. All right. Cool. Global Homestead. My ankle biters holding them back. Oh man.
You'll never guess what happened.
Ambush a combat. Don't mind if I do. Come on. Kill Oko. So if they block with both the 3/3s, I can -1/-1 them, and my Cactarantula lives. Just that one? Alright. In the turn. No reason I'm not going to rush with the Ambush Gigapede. It's an ambush card, as the name suggests. Alright. Draw 2 cards. Alright, awesome. 4 cards in hand, 10 cards in the library. So I think we've navigated around this. We've somehow managed to navigate around Oko. And the Seraphic Steed, they just play poorly. They also had an early... I mean, they just discard their Primal Command. The Path to Exile and Endless Detour were quite a bit. They lack enough crimes to use Oko. Alright. That is just the 2/2. I don't have any artifacts or enchantments. I will, end of turn, play Ambush Gigapede and kill their Voracious Varmint. If they do not offer a combat trick. Because then Voracious Varmint or Ambush Gigapede always trades with something. Free Strider helps thin the deck of lands. Crewing the Mobile Homestead. I will happily trade one of my Vault Plunders for your Mobile Homestead. Oh, this... Okay, so crewing vehicles is instant speed, where mounting is not. So...
Just try to stop me.
Alright. Just flash out Ambush Gigapede. Do they have a hard counter? No. Alright, I'm killing your Voracious Varmint. Get ourselves a land. Thin our deck a little bit more. Ooh. And then I can throw from the south. I'm going to throw from the south to kill their giant beaver, not their Cactarantula. I like... Okay, here's what I like. So, this here. Pump here. And now we want... This is going here. Yeah. I think that's good, because now the Free Strider Commando can't trade with the Ambush Gigapede. So... Yep. And now they have to double block with a Holy Cow, which doesn't exactly put them in a good spot. They are out of cards in hand. They will start having to loot through their deck. Their best plan is use the Holy Cow to crew and double block the Free Strider Lookout. I will kill the Commando, leave the Mobile Homestead to eventually have no creatures to crew it. Best case, the Mobile Homestead helps thins lands off their deck. Oko's already doing that. I made sure... So, to be clear, I did not attack with the Ambush Gigapede. I think trying to protect Oko and using the +1 to draw through his cards is how... Or their cards. Is how they're going to lose this game. And it seems they agree. But the thing is, I now am 7 cards left in my deck above them. And they attack with Cactarantula, I Ambush Gigapede. They attack with those guys, yep, here and here. And I take 2. And now I'm threatening a lot of damage on the backswing. Thank you for holding your card so I can take it. Alright. Then I just attack with everything. I'm going to leave back the Inkle Biter just in case. And I'm just gonna play the Cornucopia. Alright. And now I'm threatening lethal on my opponents in multiple ways. Ah! Long games. Why did I see the top of my library? Why am I seeing the top of my library? No idea. Oh well. Well, Homestead. Just so much good stuff. But not enough because I think they just played that Oko wrong. I think they just played their Oko wrong. Alright. Seeing that game. Do I want to splash a color? Because it seems like everyone's doing it. And I would get Mystical Tether. I would get Ariet's Lullaby. And I would get Buried in the Garden. So I would take out an Ancient Cornucopia because I can have the Buried in the Garden. No. I think that game actually showed that I can eventually outgrind any opponent. Like, the first game, I just got mana screwed. That's all. As long as I don't get mana screwed, I do great. I have 2 cards that help me get more mana. I have 17 lands, where some people go 16. The Hand Smoother will help me get 4 lands usually, I think. Ankle Biter, Vault Plunder, Unfortunate Accident. Real lands, yep, this is a keep. Alright. I'm like, yeah. What happens is I already need to keep hands with difficult situations. And switching over to Recolor just means there's more unkeepable hands. Like, my opponent just missed... it looks like they had a playable and they couldn't... or it looks like they need a 3rd color to activate their abilities, which they don't have. I'm playing into your trick. Your holy cow. Alright. I'm going to play the Vault Planner first, because my opponent's stumbling. You should apply pressure when you can. Alright. That's perfectly fine. When that thing dies, I get my card back. Trained Aren't. Alright. So, I think I just Ancient Cornucopia into Vault Plunder and gain a life. And then lose the life immediately. I don't think either of these are worth playing Unfortunate Accident against. And... yep. Take action. I don't think the Ankle Biter is worth killing trading it with a Trained Aren't for. Next turn I have Spinewoods Paladin, gain some life, create a big threat. If they attack in, then they're leaving themselves open for attack crack back. With Spinewoods Paladin, I'm going to win the life race. Mobile Homestead has haste. Glad I left the Vault Plunder around. Yeah, I will happily trade my Vault Plunder for the Mobile Homestead. They did not get a land, so I know that is a spell on the top of their deck. But I also know that's a spell. Hollow Marauder still a little too much. I think I still just want to play Spinewoods Paladin. If I play Hollow Marauder, I can't block the Trained Aren't still. So yeah, I'm going to play Spinewoods Paladin. Yep. And I'm back to full. I see no reason to attack Ankle Biter into a Holy Cow or a Steer Clear. Journey to Nowhere, my Spinewoods Paladin. Alright. Well, they have to crew the Trained Aren't to get it through. Yep. So unfortunately, that means that I can't Badlands Revival it. But now is when I'm happy to play Hollow Marauder. Let's make you discard. And if it's not a very good powerhouse card, I draw. Awesome. And I think I just keep up the Ankle Biter. I don't think you threaten me enough. Sorry, Cattle Asp. I think, ooh. And now I'm glad I saved the unfortunate accident. Because now they have a 7-power card, and I'm just going to kill it. This does not have first strike, just flash and flying. Cool. No blocks. They did keep that on top. Worth noting. Alright. So let me map this out. So 1, 2, 3. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have enough to play 3 Strider, Unfortunate Accident, both. Awesome. Alright. I'm going to attack with my Hollow Marauder. Let's start applying some pressure. Alright. I'm going to actually... They have 1 card in hand. So I'm just trying to think, do I want to kill this elemental now? Or do... I think I'm going to end the turn, because I can gain life of Cornucopia next turn. I just don't think they're going to have... Okay. Which is more threatening, Roxanne or this elemental? I think it's the elemental. Roxanne kills the Anglebiter and then the Hollow Marauder. I think if they kill the Hollow Marauder, I just bring it back, and I bring... How do I kill the 7/7? Okay, I kill the 4/3 by bringing back... Yeah, I'm in a difficult spot. I'm going to see what they kill first, and then make my decision. Alright, they kill the Anklebiter. Oh, Free Strider Lookout blocks the 4/3. Alright. Double spree, let's just do this now. Kill that. And I'm going to gain a life, get a swamp. Alright, cool. So, Roxanne's going to be a trouble. It's a hazard I have to deal with. And the fact that the trained Oryx can keep coming in is an issue as well. But Badlands Revival. Bring back. Yeah, not worthwhile. I think the Hollow Marauder is more worthwhile to bring back. Let's try to force them into chumping the Hollow Marauder now. Get that value early. Yep. And that is generally the correct play. I'm going to get back this and this into my hand. And then, yep, I gain 2 life. I make them discard their card. And making them discard the card gets me a land. So yeah, like that's pretty nice situation to be in. If a creature died this turn, give them a 3/2 they want to kill. I think that's perfectly fine. So yeah, Roxanne, if you attack, you get more mana. I have plenty of creatures more than happy to trade with you. Alright, no attacks. I'm happy with that. Let's pump here. Let's attack for 8. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we Vault Flounder first. Gain a life as always. Nothing died. Do I? Yeah. I mean, I want to play the Spineless Paladin. And then I think I just plot this. Basically tell them, hey, yep. Got through their threats. Just, oof. We are the ramp. We are the ramp. We get to the late game, and that's where our opponent can do nothing, and we can do everything. Oof. Not always easy. Not always easy. So, one of the things about sealed is because you get a larger quantity of cards, but you get less in each color. You're very much kind of dependent Like, you can't really build an on-curve deck as much as you'd want to. Alright. If my opponent mulligans, I think I will mulligan. Otherwise, I will keep. This technically does have Vault Plunder. That is plenty of draws. Yep. They kept, I have to keep. Where's my howdy? Howdy. Respond to a hello with a howdy. Or a nice wave. We're going to keep this. More surprise is card advantage. We do not want to use it just without anything to hit with it. We're hoping we use these reanimates well. I might use my reanimate just to... Alright, so my opponent's currently mono black as well. But luckily, I have a little bit of green in me. We have 5 lands now, so we will eventually get to our Gigapede. That's great. I will happily trade my Vault Plunder for your Raven of Ill Omens. And I will play Mourner Surprise to get it back and grab myself an Ankle Biter along the way. Alright, not happening, I see. This thing has Menace, and it has too much attack for me to attack in safely. Do I just Mourner Surprise anyways? Nah. I think they're going to be shocked that I happily double block the Boneyard Desecrator. And then once they're both in my graveyard, Hollow Marauder becomes a 5-mana play. And with Hollow Marauder being a 5-mana play, we can play it instantly next turn. They kill it, we Mourner Surprise, do it again. We have an Ambush Gigapede behind it all. Yep. Honestly think we just survive the early game and then we win the late game. That's kind of what this deck does. The Raven of Fell Omens and cards like that are Plainest Camper in that. And every one of my opponents is 3-color. Thing is, I need them to attack with a Boneyard Desecrator. I need them to kill both my creatures. Alright. Stands Menace. They have to play another spell. They can take this 2-for-1. Either way, I have 2 creatures in the graveyard. The Hollow Marauder is going to work out. Yep. And now this stops the Raven of Fell Omens from attacking in. Forces a discard. So I love Hollow Marauder says, hey, you have to discard a card that's worth something. You can't just discard this random land or else it card advantages me as well. And that puts my opponent in a difficult situation. I am willing to... A lot of people will say, your go. No, this is a difficult situation. I'm willing to take my time. All right. And they discarded a card draw. All right. And I now have a Blooming Marsh. I'm not sure if I want to reanimate my Ambush Gigapede or my Hollow Marauder, because I do lose health on the reanimate. That's why I want. So we want to kill their Laughing Jasper Flint, and we want to reanimate it. I'm going to do that. Kind of encourage trading. And then, yeah. We're going to hope that they attack with Laughing Jasper Flint. I will ambush Gigapede, kill the Raven, then block the Flint, reanimate their Flint, and Mourner Surprise the Gigapede, probably. All right. That is the plan. I think they went first, so that means that they have run out of land drops. And the thing that's scary about when they run out of land drops is that means every card in their hand is a spell. Every card in their hand is a spell. If they don't do anything, I will just ambush Gigapede the Raven and just swing in for damage. Tack, 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 please, please. Get ambitious. Get ambitious. Thank you. So now we kill the Raven, and we block Laughing Jasper Flint, and hopefully just close it out from here on out. Kill the Raven, block their Jasper Flint. This does not have Menace. Good. All right. It feels like they have some sort of trick, but I have to force them to use it. This all just stops. And maybe it's a Mourner surprise, and they're like, aha. And I'm going to have to... Yep. So I have to kill it again later. Alright. So I can't reanimate a card that's not in the grave. So I think I'm going to attack with Hollow Marauder and kind of force that situation again. I believe I can Mourner surprise and play Hollow Marauder because of the creatures in my grave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I just reanimate the Ambush Gigapede now? I can Mourner surprise the Vault Plunder. Okay, so if I Mourner surprise the Gigapede, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't have enough to play it, but I can just Voracious Farm it and basically set myself up for another devastating churn. Or I can grab the Vault Plunder, start playing aggressive. Alright, I think this is the plan. I'm going to reanimate the Vault Plunder for card draw. Basically, apply a lot of pressure. Then, on my next turn, I can attack with... I can basically attack with everything. If they block with Laughing Jasper Flint, I can reanimate my Ambush Gigapede to give it the last bits of damage. Otherwise, I have 3-1. I can use the Mercenary to bump this into a 3-2. I can still put them in bad spots. The Ancient Cornucopia allows me to gain life, so we have options there. But that Laughing Jasper Flint has to go. Again, they are only drawing spells, so I feel like they will have a reanimation for that Jasper Flint, but we have to just play into it. We are... Caustic Bronco. Oh my god. Why do they have so many good cards? Why can't my opponent have bad cards? It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. I'm wondering, should I just keep attacking in and basically say, hey, yeah, okay, because, yeah, that was the obvious play from them. I'm wondering, can I just threaten lethal through other means? So... What? Opponent, you were in an amazing spot! You literally were going to look at the top 3 cards of my deck. Oh my gosh. Were they just really infuriated because they also were playing blue and green and they weren't drawing those cards? Why would you give up there? Block. Block, 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 block. You leave Laughing Jasper Flint completely unharmed. Next turn, I Ancient, I Spineless Paladin, but they can't see that. They're not one of my view. I don't think their Tuski is a viewer right now. I'd be surprised. I'd be happy, but surprised. But yeah, that Laughing Jasper Flint should keep doing them a lot of work. We would trade the board. You have Jasper Flint to my Spineless Paladin. And like, yeah, I can reanimate, but what am I going to reanimate that beats Laughing Jasper Flint? I can't afford the health on Marauder, I don't think. Yeah. Why did my opponents concede? I think my opponent literally just ran out of time for some sort of personal theme. That's my only explanation. Alright. So worth noting, we just got over the first hurdle. 2 to 3. Notice that this is a difference of 600 gems. So yeah, gain 3 wins is very important. 6 wins is the next big jump. It's when we break even. So we're hoping for 6 wins, but we got past the first hurdle, and I am happy. Worth noting, the draft paid for our sealed, and now the sealed hopefully will pay for our draft. So we'll break even, and we'll get net a ton of cards in the process. All right. I do think once we finish this sealed draft, this sealed system, I am going to be stopping the stream. But until then. Right. I need to draw a lot of land. It does have a 3-drop. It does have a 4-drop. It has a 5-drop. It has 2, 3, 4, 5. And this will help us with our land problem. But I have 3 shots at a land, 45%, 3 shots. I'm taking the risk. This is a risk, though. I just don't think we can last too long if we're making trades too often, basically. All right, Desperate Bloodseeker. You want me? So the correct answer is they make themselves mill 2 cards, but they might make me mill 2 cards. A lot. If you don't. Yep, correct. All right. Got this, and we have 1 more draw at a land. So I'm not going to attack. The Desperate Bloodseeker always will give them more life. I might just have to play the Black Stagnant Buzzard next turn as a 2-1, just to block the Desperate Bloodseeker properly. But wow. Okay, so at least we get a Thunder Salvo, but we have a 47%. We have to get the land. Okay, thank goodness. I see no reason to play the Black Snag Buzzard. We already have a block on the Desperate Bloodseeker. And if we don't, then if they attack, Ooh. Lotus Rain, creature gets +3/+3 vigilance at sacrifice at 3 mana, and it has indestructible itself. Well, I can no longer block that, but that Bloodseeker is about to win them the game. And the fact that I didn't draw land will also win them the game. +3/+3 and vigilance. So I'm going to attack the 1 shot I have. And I'm at least going to keep it all to 1 creature, so that if I draw a land, they haven't played any more tempo. But I need to draw a land again. I'm once again asking for a land. So yeah, this forces them to have to do that. The fact that this thing is an indestructible... Yeah, I can't exile it. That card's going to just obliterate me. Yeah, that Lotus Ring, that's a good card in limited. So now they gain 5 life. They attack with a 5/5 lifelinker. Yeah, there's no point in me blocking. This is still, if I kill it, they just make the next creature big. We are both screwed on lands, so at least I have that. All right. Do I just kill it? I think I kill it while they can't use anything with that 3 mana. And it will ramp me to my Spinewoods Paladin naturally. Because I have to hope that they don't have many other playables. Doesn't matter if they sacrifice to add 3 mana of any one color. I doubt they can use that mana for anything. The crime has already been committed. So, yep. So they add 3 black to do what? Precisely. So they counter the spell, but I did that spell to make sure you had to counter it. All right. Now, if you play a creature, if I could get a land, I could ambush Gigapede it. And that will draw me... Ooh! If I have ambush Gigapede up, I can actually wait for them to try to equip. And as they do the equip... Awesome. So I'm going to Offer the trade. They're not going to take it, of course not. And then when they try to equip the Lotus, I'm going to ambush Gigapede to kill it. Come on. You know it's the only play. They're holding up a counterspell. I mean, I have to play into the counterspell. Yep, commits a crime. And yeah, if they don't have a response here, that's game. And even if they have a response, like, the fact is, I now have a 6-2. All right, destroy that guy, but okay. That's why they want to make sure to tap all their red. Cool, but that guy did his job. He applied pressure, and some 6 health. Let's play a trample. I could have plotted both of them, but I honestly think just the extra body on board saying, hey, I'm going to keep constantly presenting lethal against you. I think that is more potent. If they kill my ambush Gigapede, I will bring it back. All right. You left all your mana open. I am going for the lethal, as expected. Rooftop Assassin blocks the ambush and leaves you at 1, I believe. Oh, no. Oh, 1. Cool. And I'm going to Spinewoods Paladin again, I think. Just the trample does the job. Yep. Turns out cards, if you can ramp over your opponent, you're good. So we both got screwed at the beginning, but they stayed screwed and I did not. And you're playing a card. Good game. All right. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Actually, I think I need to use the restroom real fast, but once I will be back and we will finish up this game. We are at 4 wins, 1,400. So 6 wins is when it gets big. But, yep. Give me a sec. Back in the saddle. All right. We're at 4 wins. We have a nice little Golgari control deck to finish this off. We've already broken even. Jovial. Quite jovial. All right. 3 lands, Inklebiter into Free Strider Lookout. Yep. Another land. Let's plot Spinewoods. Yeah, I think definitely I will state the bottom end has been coming for us. We do not have many cheap creatures, and yet we've had Inkle Biter or Free Strider Lookout just about every game. We have been getting lucky in that sense. And that one time they played a card like Seraphic Sea that we need, that was like, die now or forever hold our peace. We drew the throw from the saddle along with the creature. So, all right, now cast a Greenblade, get themselves a desert, so it's a 3/4. Oh, no desert, so it's just a 2/3. Yeah, I'm not training with a 2/3. Here's my Free Strider Lookout, and we're just gonna pass the turn. And I'm gonna trade with a Free Strider if they offer it. Oh my god. 2 food tokens, 1 attack, sacrifice among them into your hand. Okay. So this is win the game powerhouse. So I am saving my Inkle Biter to prevent that from attacking. Ooh. I mean, it looks bad, but I think my deck has enough late game that I will make it through. This Bristleband Farmer is going to give them, yeah, so this card, just 4 mana, 5/5, trample, insane stats. But when there's the battlefield, and like, it's going to give them more cards. But here's the thing, Inkle Biter has Death Touch. So I'm going to just kill it with my Inkle Biter. And then I'm going to have, if they kill my 3-star Lookout as well, I can play Badlands Revival and bring back the Free Strider and the Inkle Biter to my hand. Otherwise, I just save it. I have Spinewoods Paladin. I'm holding up 5 mana, which is terrifying for opponents. Luckily, yeah, Inkle Biter having Death Touch really makes that less significant. 6/5 is terrifying. No denying that. Badlands Revival doesn't make sense when I have 1 card in hand. I don't need the 4/3 right now. So I'm just going to plot this. Yeah, Death Touch is insane. Yes, it is. There's a reason that this little 1-drop is in every deck it can be in. Not in Constructed doesn't make it because people will just like, oh, incidentally peen it for 1 while I'm doing other things. But yeah. Next turn I will be happily swinging in, which will warn them of the Ambush Gigapede. Well, actually, the Cactarantula, if I use the Ambush Gigapede, they will draw a card off of it, so... But they're thinking of throwing from the saddle right now. Which means I will probably just Badlands Revival the Spinewoods Paladin, and... Alright, I will accept the trade. I will accept your trade. Will you offer it freely? All right, now you have a combat no combat trait. All right, plots the Liberator. No problems with that. I will have an Ambush Gigapede at the ready next turn. Or I could just Ambush Gigapede now. All right, so here's the thing. If I attack with Free Strider or Lookout, I can Ambush Gigapede, kill the Outcaster Greenblade. Yeah, why didn't they pull that desert last time? All right. I will happily attack. Awesome. And I think I just play this as a 4/3. I think the body is significant enough. To stop the Greenblade. Eat the Outcaster. The Ambush Gigapede will eat the Outcaster Trailblazer, get me a land. Stuff like that. I don't know why they didn't bring in the Arid Archway when they got the Outcaster, because that would have made it a 3/4 and changed this game significantly. I thought when they grabbed the Forest, they were saying, this is my only desert in my deck. So that's really strange from my opponent's part. It allowed me to make this free attack. It allowed me to hold off the Outcaster for as long as I have. Like, I think that was just a bad decision on my opponent's part. And now holding up the Ambush Gigapede, they have plotted a card with 3 health, so or 3 toughness, so I'm planning to use it there. But we're going to see if my opponent gives me a better offer. I didn't wait for this because a 2/2 black zombie doesn't help against 2/2/3, a pair of 2/3s. So Gitrog, Ravenous Ride. Why did they not play their Outcaster Trailblazer first and draw a card? My opponent is insane. All right. I think I will happily take 6. And they also don't... I have so many questions, opponent. So many questions. All right, so here's the option. I can shrink it, and then it'll be a 4/3. I can trade with a Rictus Robber. And then I could attack with the Ambush Gigapede. They block. I Badlands Revival all my big stuff. I think that's perfectly fine. Ooh. Other tactic. I'm going to shrink this one. And then block here. So I take more damage from this. But if they make the mistake of sacking their Patient Naturalist, they gain no card advantage. None at all. Now that trades, and they may sacrifice a creature, which they can't. It makes no sense. All right. Continue my aggression. And I think I'm going to Mourner Surprise the Ambush Gigapede. Wait, they're at 9 health. I could Battlelands Revival, bring back the Spinewoods Paladin and the Inkle Biter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I like that. So bring back Spinewoods Paladin. And I'm going to put the Ambush Gigapede back in my hand, actually. And then I'm plotting this. Awesome. So now I'm continuing to threaten more pressure. They finally make their 3/4, but now I have a kill spell on deck, and I don't think there's anything they could really do about it. I'm constantly applying pressure. If they play their Outcaster Trailblazer, it now dies. I don't know why they didn't draw a card off of Gitrog with it. My opponent's making some... I mean, my opponent has a lot of cards. They have 4, 5, 6, 7, effectively. Okay, this is why. They were waiting for Terror of the Peaks. Got it. This explains everything. I want to be clear. This explains absolutely everything. Because they were trying to get a good turn with Terror of the Peaks to just win the game off of this. Because Terror of the Peaks is another mythic that whenever a creature enters the battlefield under their control, it deals damage to anything else. So he's going to use this and start just chipping down my entire creature base. So yeah, now this deals a 1/1, deals 1 to my face. Then it's going to make a 3/3 when it comes to play, and it's going to shoot down my Rictus Robber, and game's over. Yeah. Nope. I now understand why my opponent was waiting to play those cards. How do I get back in this game? Cactarantula is a start. Rictus Robber always swings in. I need to get lethal somehow. I can ambush Gigapede to keep it alive, but I don't think that's where the importance comes in right now. Black Snag Buzzard, and then I think I just Cactarantula. So the idea of the Cactarantula is if they can manage to kill it, they every time they target it, I draw a card. And so it will cycle itself if they play a big creature. I basically have to say they don't have any more big creatures because Outcaster will allow them to draw a bunch of cards, and Terror of the Peaks will allow them to kill all my creatures. So if they have big creatures, I'm already dead. So I have to say, you don't have big creatures, you have little ones. Cactarantula is going to hard wall your Terror of the Peaks, And the Ambush Geekapete's going to clean up the Trailblazer, and we are going to wreck you on damage. And they have a big creature. It's not big enough to kill a Cactarantula, but it's big enough to draw a card. It might actually be preferable for them to have just shot my face and start pushing for lethal. If they have a kill spell, I think the game just ends right this turn. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep. Wait, that was the wrong... Oh. Because nothing else would... That would have survived it right there. Alright. Well. Unfortunately, Terror of the Peaks is a little too much. Oh yeah, the Rock. So I used to have... I think the Rock is the best. It was only available on April Fools, and it's the best. So you get these little companions. You basically have a pet that goes with you, and so I chose the Rock, of course, as my pet, the best one. I'm okay losing here because, like, one, get Rock, Terror of the Peaks, Outcaster Trailblazer. Like, my opponent had a much stronger deck. So whenever you lose to a much stronger deck, it doesn't really hurt too bad. But also, again, we have already gotten the wins we need. We are already at 4 wins. 3 is when you basically break even. And so every win from here, we are just gaining money. So, yeah, it's all good. But yeah, no, the Rock is the best one. Every time you buy a season pass, you get new companions and all of this stuff. It's like nothing compares to the Rock. I could show you my companions. I have a bear. I have a little raccoon. I have a little detective mole with a book, but it's like nothing beats out Pet Rock. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel also has a companion that you pick to just be there during the duel. Nice. Yep. Anything cool? Is there any Lambodroid? Is there any companion that's cooler than a Pet Rock? Be honest. Anyways, again, we have Anklebiter on turn 1, late game when we get there, and 3 lands to keep it going. 42% to draw lands. A 4th land is Spinewoods Paladin. Worst case, we can Mourner Surprise back the Anklebiter to just hold off aggression. And if it's not aggression, hey, we have late game already. A Sleeping Drunk Elephant is probably the funniest. Okay. Pretty good. I don't think it's as good as the Rock, but it's not bad. I will allow it, Lambodroid. Anyways, we're just going to let this 2-2 hit us. Anklebiter is better than trading with a 2-2. And if we wait a turn... Yep. Okay. That I might want to Abrupt Decay. If I wait to play Freeze Strider Lookout first... Alright. They're scared of attacking. I'm going to take advantage of that to just go take it slow. If they are scared of attacking, it means they do not have... They do not have the cards they need. So yeah, now... Actually, yeah, they're still not attacking. Let's just... The longer they give us the ability to take advantage of it, let's do it. Kind of could be costly to have not played the Abrupt Decay while Freeze Strider Lookout was in play, but I think now they just say, if I have a removal spell, I want to kill the 5-4, not the 3-3. If they attack with Vile Smasher, I will happily block with Anklebiter. Ooh, that's a nice little combat trick. Menace or Lifelink. Alright, so give this one Menace. If you attack, I still kill it. Yep, that's what I thought. Alright. I think I'm just gonna... It's time to trade in the Freeze Strider for some damage. Alright. We have no creatures on our graveyard yet. We have a Mourner Surprise. At any time, we can basically bring back our Spinewoods Paladin. We are at enough that we will play a land, Mourner Surprise it back, and then immediately do that. But I think more importantly, we will have Hollow Marauder to kill And guess what? It's another crime. So let's take out that. Let's get another land. Gosh, Free Strider Lookout is so good. And yeah, now they have to lose even more cards. And I'm drawing even more cards. Badlands Revival is fantastic. I will now happily block with a Hollow Marauder. Yep, alright, we kill their Vial Smasher. They now realize that's too much of a threat to leave around, but it's too late. Next turn, we attack with Hollow Marauder, we Badlands Revival, the Spinewoods, and the Free Strider. They kill the Hollow Marauder. Okay. 5-5. I don't actually have a team big enough just yet. Hollow Marauder is big, but it's not Free Strider Lookout big. Turns out making them discard cards does have a penalty, but I think my answer is I have so much life gain, I do not care. For now? Ooh. So here's the thing. If I Mourner Surprise and bring back the other Spinewoods Paladin, this makes this 1-1, which doesn't seem important, except this 1-1 can pump the Hollow Marauder so that the Hollow Marauder becomes even more of a threat. Okay. I'm going to pump you. We're going to attack with both. And they're going to play a trick and think, aha, I got you. And I'm going to ambush Gigapede. Oof. All right. 7-24. This means I don't hold up ambush Gigapede, but I don't think that matters when I have another trampoline threat and my opponent's not playing cards. Yep, the Steenerback Terror, unfortunately, you need to keep being on the tempo, and I'm the one on the... How am I the one on the tempo when I'm the ramp control deck? Beats me. Either way, another win. Next one, we break even in gems and plus in packs. And by getting 7 wins in the draft, we have actually gone positive on gems today, even though we spent gems. Which is fantastic. Sorry for putting the water ball in your face, everyone. I just the mic's over here, so I'm naturally talking this direction, but the camera's over here, so. Oh well. Ooh, Chinese opponent. Okay, I think I'm going to mulligan this hand. The reason being is we have they took a mulligan, so I get to do it. 2, no creature. Oh, I accidentally hit keep, everyone. Let's just not get punished. Hey, yeah, so this was the one I used to have. All right. So yeah, I accidentally hit keep instead of mulligan. Hopefully that doesn't come to bite us. Prickly Pear isn't worth using a Disrupt Decay on. Alright, so next turn I could play Rictus, throw from the saddle one theme, throw from the saddle another. Yeah, so I could throw from the saddle the Quilt Charger and hold up Disrupt Decay. I think that's my plan. If a creature died this turn. Alternatively, I can Abrupt Decay, kill the 2/2. Let's see. Do I win the late game? I think the answer is yes. And they already... So it's always trading card for a card. This will give me a 2/2. So is killing this Prickly Pear worth the 2/2? I think the answer is yes. So yeah, and it's 3 or less, so I can't kill the Quilt Charger. Creature died this turn, get a 2/2. And then immediately throw this from the saddle. There we are. All right. Ooh, Roxanne's tough, but that's why we have 2 throw from the saddles. Alright, unfortunately, we cannot get to ambush Gigapede in time. I'm going to attack first, see if they are willing to trade the Roxanne. Because if they're willing to trade, that makes my life easier. You know what? Actually, so let's see. They already have enough mana. They have 2 cards left. I think I Spinewood's Paladin, and then next turn I can do all my tricks. Because, like, I am threatening a lot. The Roxanne is very powerful, no denying that. But the thing about Roxanne that makes it powerful is its ramp after you've ramped. It basically, most ramp brings you from like 3 to 5 or 6. This brings you from 5 or 6 to 10 or 11. That's the power of Roxanne. Alright. So yeah, if they don't have any more plays this turn. Yep. So they're dealing 6 damage to my face. I allow it. They do have 5 mana up for stuff. But we are going to throw from the saddle. And I think we turn this to a 5/4 so they can't easily trade anywhere. Creature I control, target creature I don't control. And now we return the favor. We are winning the race. And yeah, while we're at it, let's just hold up kill spell for all your land mana fixing. So my opponent has all the mana in the world. The question is, can they do anything with it? All right. If they declare combat, leaving this as a 4/4, I'm going to sacrifice my Voracious Varmint. All right. Unfortunately, they were smart. Yeah, so unfortunately, they're going to attack no matter what. The Voracious Varmint makes no difference here. I think, yeah, I just take it, and I have a Trampler. I think that's my plan. Next turn, I just attack with a Trampler, and hopefully, with the Ambush Gigapede, win the game. So, 5 damage comes from Trample. Alright. So, then Surprise Ambush Gigapede. I think I protect the Rictus Robber. And put them at 1. Now I have a 6/2. So yeah, I guess I could have used that attacked in, but I wasn't sure about it. That definitely that probably was the better play. But I'm thinking that they just have mana in their hand. And we're gonna try it. So 2/3 there. 4/4. Oh, no. They need something more. Because that trample is going to deal that last point of damage. Woo! Cool. Alright. That research. Well, final boss. Do I get 7 wins or do I stop at 6? Final boss is basically, no matter what, this is the last game. If I die to it, that means I'm at 3 losses, the run ends. If I beat it, I go to 7 wins, that's max wins, the run ends. So, yeah. Fun little theme. So funny, I was so doubtful of, like, not putting any of my white removal spells. And, like, everyone was going 3 color, and then here I am going 2 color. It matters. All right, going first. I have a 2-drop, I have a kill spell, and I have a 4-drop. Ooh, big glowy dragon blinding everyone with its presence. Well, guess what I have? Rock. You can't see. Anyways, I think Voracious Varmint's gonna do some work. All right, that's fine. I will leave you in play as I attack with my 2/2. I'll play Free Strider Lookout. And do you have removal? Because if not, I'm throwing from the saddle and killing Vile Smasher, probably. Depends on what is better, killing Vile Smasher or plotting Spinewoods. Depends on if they kill this Free Strider. Depends on a lot of things. They have Murder open. And because they have Murder open, we are not going to play a kill spell into open mana. We will see how they respond. Going first is a big advantage for me on tempo side, but not on late game side. But given that I now have all the mana I need already, I'm perfectly fine. So we're going to see my opponent's decide. They decide that thing needs to die ASAP. That is not a bad decision on my opponent's part. I will happily take the trade. And I plot out a much bigger threat. And yeah, basically Vial Smasher would be a lot more power in the race than Voracious Varmint can do in return. The power of Voracious Varmint is it gets to race a little and be a haste threat. Or, yeah, be a vigilant threat. Awesome. Spinewood Paladin, gain 3 life. Into Spinewood's Paladin, gain 3 life. Alright, race is done. But yeah, this is, whenever an Outlaw enters the battlefield, this would have dealt 2 damage to my face in addition to the 3 damage. This theme would have raced much harder. Alright, at knife point, so they're hoping to be combat trick dot deck. I'm going to just throw from the side of the Servant of the Steiner. The Death Touch will slow me down. And it looks like we're just drawing lands because we made our deck so we draw lands. So we're killing that, and we're just charging it. We will take your damage. We're at 26. You're at 18. Going down by 11 to 7. All right. There's 10 trampling power on board. You have 3 toughness. Currently, you are dead. How will you... You have 6 mana and 2 cards in hand. How do you plan to get out of this? You can't attack. I still threaten lethal on board. So... I mean, I'm going to go for lethal. What is your combat trick? Murders a creature. Makes a 1/1. Trades everything into it. Still takes 1 point of damage. Okay. Fair enough. That was honestly really good for my opponent. I'm going to Ankle Biter. I'm going to hope I draw into any of my other top end. You know, there is a 4 mana make me discard card, so I might have just wanted to play my Swamp. They have something. And let's burn lethal. Alright. Well, we threaten lethal. They drew lands 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. And that puts them back into this game with that 1 move. Alright. So this Possum is going to be my win condition. If I attack it with Inklebiter, they just block with Mercenary, and it doesn't matter. Now I crew this, turn it into a 4/5. Attack, they have to block. And they're... Ooh. Yeah, let's kill their Vladimir Newblood. And now it's already a 4/4. And let's just attack with both. They have to block that, go to 3. And they just decided, I can't draw the kill spells in time. Whew. Throw from the saddle, doing work, and then some. Spinewood's Paladin being a great middle ground on my ramping. Having multiple meant still turn 4 into turn 5. It is both. Oh my gosh. 7 wins, everyone. 2 7-win games in a row. Feels good. That's what happens when you don't play this. When you play really well, but then you don't play often, you end up way in the low ranks where you just demolish your opponents. It's like, just don't throw me back into bronze every time I can't play for a few months. If they just did that, we wouldn't have these blowouts. But you know what? I get cards for these blowouts. I get cards for these blowouts. I get gems for these blowouts. So, hey, I will not be the one complaining. Definitely like the Ambush Keep compete. Cactarantula. Oh, even this thing says it's only 2.0. That's interesting. But yeah, definitely this 3 Spinewood Paladins was amazing. Yeah, just everything did as it needed to. Ancient Cornucopia in some games gave me a lot of life gain. I appreciate it. But yeah, basically with Ancient Cornucopia, we had an 18-land deck. And our deck needed the 18 lands, so all good. All good. And so we paid 2,000 and got 2,200 as well as some packs.